So, the Hilleberg Anaris is quite an interesting tent, because for a two-man tent, this large, this stable, and this high quality tent, there's not too many on the market, especially not quality wise, but it's properly built tent. I'm 190 centimeters and I fit like a dream in this tent. There's really not a lot to dislike about the Anaris. With the trekking pole, you can kind of see the outline of how big the vestibules are, and they're quite large on this tent, so you're not going to be fighting for space. And at 1.3 kilos minus the tent pegs, 1.4 with the tent pegs, in the class that it's in, the lightweight two-man tent, proper two-man mountain tent, that can withstand just about anything that three-season hiking is going to throw at you. It's really hard to find a tent in this class. The closest I can think of, as far as feel, usability, and weight, would be the Six Moon Designs Lunar Duo. They're very similar in size. They're very similar in how they're set up. This one has larger vestibules and is a proper two-man tent. And I'll show just how flexible this tent is, as the Lunar Duo is a single layer tent. So you kind of get that feeling for condensation, and you feel the condensation differently in a single walled tent compared to two walled tent. And I would also say that the livability and overall comfort in the Anaris is higher, just because it is that double walled tent. It's got a lot more flexibility to it, and it's only a couple 100 grams more than the Lunar Duo. And while the Lunar Duo, I've done a couple of reviews on it, it breaks. Almost every single Lunar Duo I've ever used that has where the aluminum, there's like an aluminum separator bar at the top, they always break, because the material they use is basically just paper. It's just a terrible made tent. And the Lunar Duos, I've had a lot of them that just break. Yes, it's twice as much money, but you're getting 5 times the tent. The Anaris is relatively easy to set up, and it's just got a lot of room. You can see I'm sitting up and down, completely stretched out. Whether I sit up or I stretch out like this, there's more than enough room for me, and there's more than enough room for me and my kids. It's got these nice big mesh. You can see I've opened up that vestibule really nice. Now, what's really cool about the Anaris, what I'm doing now is I'm going to roll up the sides onto itself. And this is something I find that I use quite a bit, actually. It's quite lovely. Let's see if I can find my tent peg. There you are. So here we have the other side. It's just a real simple click mechanism, and then you just take the other guy line here and put that in place instead. Now, if you want an absolute minimal and less flexible, then I imagine you could take off these guy lines, because you just want to pitch the one side over the other, however you decide you want to do that. I'm not going to really bother with tightening that all up. I just kind of wanted to show, and you can do that with the other side as well. And let's say you just want to only use the inner. You can do that if you want. Or you only want to use the tarp. You can see it's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 clicks that are just real simple. And there's simply nothing else like it on the market. And I think it's a great addition to the Hilleberg lineup, to be honest. So let's go ahead and show you when I close the vestibule here. It's actually a very easy process. See, that's a nice big vestibule. I just always take those off out of habit more than anything else. So that's one side, and you can see that swallowed my backpack completely. The living size is just lovely. The comfort and livability of this tent is quite nice. It's for people who who know and trust the Hilleberg brand, which, I mean, let's be honest, there's no tents that are better built on the market. There's no tents that are higher quality than a Hilleberg tent. And, it's something that they've built their reputation on. And I think it's fair to say that they've even accomplished that quality level even on the Hilleberg Anaris. It could be lighter, absolutely. But it could also be a lot shabbier, which in my experience, there's a lot of tents that just don't have the same kind of quality. And it's a tent that's going to last probably a lifetime, because there are Hillebergs that do last for lifetimes. It's for people who right now are carrying, say, 3.5 kilo tents for 2 people, which isn't unusual. There's a lot of tents like that. And it's even competitive in the lightweight market. You look at the Big Agnes Copper Spur, for example, okay, completely different tent. And it's about 1.3 kilos with everything included. Now, of course, that's freestanding, and it's got the tent poles, but it probably doesn't have the same kind of long-term performance that this one might have. It's also comparable in size and weight to the Six Moon Designs Lunar Duo, granted twice the cost, but as I said, 5 times the tent. The Lunar Duo is a great tent if you don't mind it breaking on you, which it will do, because that's how it's built. This tent is not going to break, probably ever. And if it does, they'll repair it for you. At 1.3 kilos, and I have to take it without the tent pegs, because a lot of companies, that's how they market. And a lot of companies on top of that, they'll market the weight without an inner tent, without tent pegs, and without guy lines. Hilleberg are counting all of that in, tent pegs, guy lines, stuff sack, at 1.4 kilos, which it is exactly 1.400 grams, kilos. So, if you're on the market and you're looking for a lightweight trekking pole tent, and you're not really sure, about quality that some of the other tents are giving you, or they're not gonna, keep you nice and snug and warm, like a lot of the single wall tents, they don't have that kind of protection on them. They're not built for proper mountain hiking, I guess. Then I would certainly give this one, the Hilleberg Anaris, a go. This isn't for somebody who's looking for a duplex, the Z-Pax duplex. If you're looking for that, this isn't the tent for you because it's too heavy. But if you're looking for a proper mountain tent that you can use in the mountains, be perfectly comfortable with, and you want maximum comfort, maximum flexibility, maximum protection for a minimal weight, then it's certainly a tent to look at. So I hope you like my overview and review here of the Hilleberg Anaris. If there's something I missed out, let me know and I'll see if I can get back to that. Otherwise, don't forget to subscribe, and yeah, cheers.